Time traveling murderer. My god. My god, what is this? Ah. Hello, welcome to the Preacher Plays. Today the preacher that is me is playing Time Carnage. I'm gonna try and keep this review short. So, what have you got? What is Time Carnage? Time Carnage, you play some random guy that can jump through time and you have to murder everything. So, this is your main menu screen. What have you got? You got statistics, arcade, campaign, and challenges. So if you jump into arcade, you get to select your weapons, and then you get to choose a whole bunch of different maps that you've unlocked. So this is as far as I've got. Admittedly, I haven't completed the entire game yet, but I've played more than enough to sort of know what the game loops are like. That's why I feel confident reviewing it right now. So this is your zombie maps, this is your dinosaur maps, then you have robots, and then I believe you have medieval, like skeletons and things. So you can come in here and you get to choose your weapons. Hi Neighbor! So you have a lot of different selection of weapons, each with their own rate of fire, stability, range and damage. You also have a reload rate which becomes important for selecting which weapons you want to take. Usually I like to take a good mix between hard hitters like the long fire sniper rifle or the shotgun for like the sawn off shotgun for close range, because the damage is massive even though you only get 2 shots with it. And I like to take some of the longer range auto fire rifles. So that's your arcade mode. You also have your challenges mode, and the challenges mode you have to unlock them as you go. This game's based on unlocks, by the way, if you haven't noticed that already. So you can select, say for example, peace out, and you'll have 4 peacekeepers and unlimited robots, which is this gun here. You got a minigun. So that's your challenge. You got to complete it within so many minutes or survive for so long. You've got headache, which is headshots only with limited ammo, and then you get modifiers on top of that as well. So there's quite a few challenges of different things going on, which is quite cool. Let's go back, and then you have the main campaign. So the main campaign is split into 4 eras, as I said before. 4th millennium zombies, Mesozoic era dinosaurs, 6th millennium robots, and I haven't unlocked that one yet, but I know from watching Dave Station that it's the medieval guys. I will get around to unlocking it, but for this review, like I said, it doesn't matter. So when you click on one, you basically have 4 maps in each one. So in the Mesozoic era, you have jungle, canyon, rainforest, and volcano. So I'm going to quickly jump into canyon, just because it's and I'm going to put it on easy because I always struggle to play and talk at the same time. So actually, do you know what? No, let's put it on normal, because easy makes the game look terrible, and it's not terrible. So we've got one of those guns. I would like I want my shotgun, and I want to have we'll have this one because that's fast rate of fire, and we'll have this auto range rifle. So if I click start, so what do I think of this game so far? The graphics on the game are actually not that bad. I mean, up close it's like really clear and it looks nice. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. In the distance it gets a bit blurry, but it's quite nice. There's some nice effects. We've got fog and we've got like water and things. It looks alright. And this is your gun. So you press the move button to pick up a weapon. Now you can pick them up from any side, any hand, either side, doesn't matter. You know, the guns look quite nice. You got your little ammo counter on the back there. And what you basically do is you murder all these poor innocent dinosaurs, and then you'll notice that I've got down to 31 ammo. So if I put that gun back, it will start to reload. You see the numbers going up? So what you end up having to do is you have to prioritize your targets, because you get different targets. At the moment I've just got velociraptors, but you'll get triceratopses. You'll get these little fly bug things, and you have to kind of, when you start to get overwhelmed, you have to choose which weapon do you want to use to take out that enemy, and which one you're going to put back in order to have time to reload your weapon. So it becomes a little bit of a target priority and weapon priority game, like little meta game, which is quite fun. But that's the most interesting part about the game so far. Let's not use that, let's just use this. So as you can tell, the dinosaurs just basically, and dinosaurs, zombies, whatever, this is the same in each one. They come at you, I got 2 for 1 there. They come at you in waves, and you just basically have to progress. So that this is your shield, and this is how much health you have, and you basically, if anybody sort of hits your shield, that goes down, and once it goes down, you're dead. This blue thing is a time paradox, so if I shoot it, everything goes into slow motion. When you kill the dinosaurs, you get a really awful jittery ragdoll effect. So yeah, sound effects are not too bad. The guns could use a bit of a better sound. They're a bit poppy, if that makes sense. The music is serviceable. There's nothing memorable. There's no like awesome theme. The sound effects of the creatures range from good to not so good. Like the sound of the Triceratops when you're hitting it sounds like wet farts or underwater. It's just really, it's an odd sound effect. It's strange. But overall, the game's not too bad. It does start to get boring after a little while because you are literally just stood here blasting wave after wave of various creatures and zombies and robots, and there are 10 waves. So when you have to play the campaign in order to unlock all that stuff I showed you at the beginning. So all of the weapons, all of the challenges, all of the arcade modes and the perks. You have to play the campaign in order to unlock them. So as I showed you, there is basically 16 levels in total. No, wait, that's not right. You got 4. How was that right? 4, 4, 4, and 4. My maths was terrible. Yeah, you got 4 levels in 4 different time periods. 4 times 4. So yeah, okay, 16. So yeah, you've got to go through all of them, and each one has 10 different waves. And by the time you reach sort of wave 5 or 6, you're starting to feel a little bit bored, because this is all you do for the game. Now, that probably sounds bad. Oh, that cash sound effect, by the way, you're hearing is a headshot. So every time you hear that, I'm getting a headshot. $15.99, yeah. It's not the most expensive of games. But if it had been expensive, I'd have probably tore it a new a-hole, because it is a wave shooter, and this is the weird thing about this game. It's just a standard wave shooter, and when I say standard, I mean very standard. Like, this is all that happens. It's just wave after wave of enemies, and you've got your target management and priority management, as I say. But aside from that, it doesn't do anything new. You know, like if you played Shooty Fruity, you had your weapons that went along the top, and then you had a job to do where you had to like put things in a tray. And the better you did at that job, the better the weapons that you got along the top. And whilst you were doing that, you had to shoot things. So that gave you something different to do on the traditional wave shooter standard. And now, because this is so standard, this is not standard plus, this is just standard. If this game had came out like at the beginning of PlayStation VR, it probably would be praised immensely because the graphics are actually okay. If in a sale for £5, you'll buy it. Well, that's the thing. People have played wave shooters so much, and we've actually seen quite a few wave shooters do something different. Or, in the case of like, Raw Data could technically be described as a wave shooter, but Raw Data actually has your full locomotion and moving around, and offers 4 different ways of playing the game. You know, you can do archery, you can do shotguns, you can do dual pistols. You know, there's quite a lot that you can do in Raw Data, and that's still technically a wave shooter. So that's like, if you want to count that as a wave shooter, it's a super mega wave shooter. Whereas this is bog standard. And like I said, if it came out at the PlayStation VR's beginning of its life cycle, this would probably get praised, and all other wave shooters would be compared to this, because it is very competent in what it's set out to be. It's unfortunately the time that it's released, competent standard wave shooters is not what everybody wants. we want something different now. We want something extra. We want something more. So the fact that it's good at its job, I can't downrate it for being good at what it set out to do. So this is why I'm struggling to review it, because it is very good at what it wants to do, but what it wants to do is just a little behind the times. So if you're still into wave shooters, or if you've only just got your PSVR, here's the water fart things, by the way. If you've just got your PSVR and you're just getting into it, then the wave shooter fatigue probably hasn't set in for you yet. Yeah, these are really weird sounding things. I don't know where they got the sound effects from. So wave shooter fatigue probably hasn't set in for you yet. Or if you're just a really big fan of wave shooters, then you'll probably really enjoy this. And like I said, I actually enjoyed it. I thought I was going to hate it. I thought I was just going to slate it, but I can't. It does its job that it sets out to do quite adequately. It just doesn't innovate. It doesn't innovate. It doesn't change the formula. It doesn't try to do anything more than basicness, and that's its biggest drawback. So it's worth a punt at a cheap price if you're fed up with wave shooters. If you're completely fed up with wave shooters, don't even bother. It's just going to be a waste of money for you. But if it's something that you're kind of into, hey, well, yeah, exactly. It's same old, and if I had to give it a score, I mean, I don't give scores. I never give scores. I just give you my opinion. But if I had to give it a score, it would be a solid 7 out of 10. Maybe 7.5. Like, it's executed well, and the graphics are alright, and the tracking's good. The tracking feels nice. So, and it does play well with the whole meta game, especially on harder difficulties. If you put it on hard, you have to be, you know, swapping backwards and forwards, left and right, like quite quickly, and managing your guns quite well. And that to me is the funnest part. You know, the challenges in the arcade are also quite good. But as I've been talking, I'm up to wave 7 right now, and you're probably thinking, oh my god, this level's still going? Yes, I've got 3 more waves to go. And that's the problem. You start to sort of think to yourself, I want to go to the next level, but you can't progress. You cannot progress to the next level until you have completed this one. And you can't just choose to fight dinosaurs from the beginning. You have to go through all of the zombie modes before you can get to the dinosaurs, and you have to go through all of the dinosaurs before you can get to the robots. And because there's 10 waves of this kind of length for all of the zombie modes, that's 40 waves that you have to fight through of zombies before you get to fight dinosaurs. So if you see this footage that I'm playing right now and you're like, ooh, I wouldn't mind fighting dinosaurs, it looks better than Ark Park, then you've got 40 waves to fight through before you even get anywhere near fighting dinosaurs. And the same as if you like robots, then you've got
shields full.
What, 4 times 2? You got 80 waves. You got 80 waves to get through before you get to fight the robots. So yeah, good luck with getting to the robots. And if you want to fight the medieval guys, woohoo! You got even longer to go. So yeah, a very competent old. I hate to use the term old school wave shooter because you know, old school wave shooter is like what, a year ago, but very competent, very solidly put together old school wave a grindy wave shooter. Yes, that's perfect. Thank you for that word. Grindy wave shooter, because you grind your way through, you unlock all of the weapons slowly, you unlock all of the perks slowly, and you unlock all of the challenges slowly. And by the time you do that, you've got all of the stuff unlocked, you've got all the challenges unlocked, and it's going to take you a long time to get there. Like I said, the game loop, I already understand the game loop enough to review it. Like, I don't need to have completed this game to understand that I'm going to be standing here for about 12 plus hours just doing this over and over and over again. And in short bursts, like if I play it for like a half hour and do like 1 wave or like 15 minutes, that's fun, but that's more than enough for me. I don't need to play it any longer than that. I did a live stream of it the other day, and I did like an hour, and I was absolutely fed up by the end of the hour. Yeah, at the beginning of the hour, I was quite enjoying it. I was like, oh, this is quite good. This is good fun. But by the end of the hour, I was like, please, guys, I need to finish this stream because I'm absolutely sick and tired. So yeah, all in all, I'm going to try and wrap it up now. All in all, a competent shooter with decent graphics, half decent sound and music, with quite a lot of playtime if you're into grindy wave shooters. And that's essentially it basically. So, yeah. Thanks you guys for joining in. That was Preacher Plays Time Carnage. I'm off to go and review Operation Warcade next. And, yeah, it's grindy in the sense that there's a lot to unlock, mate. You know? But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and that's it. I'm going to keep this short. I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you in a bit.
For next wave.